What if I told you that improving by just 1% every day could make you 37 times better in 1 year? That tiny habits you barely notice are either building your dream life or destroying it right now. Today, we're breaking down the most practical book ever written on habit formation, Atomic Habits by James Clear. This isn't theory. This is the exact system used by Olympic athletes, Fortune 500 CEOs, and millions who transformed their lives. Ready? Hello, everyone. Today, we're diving deep into Atomic Habits, an easy and proven way to build good habits and break bad ones, by James Clear, a book that sold over 15 million copies worldwide and fundamentally changed how we understand behavior change. James Clear isn't just a writer. He's someone who lived this transformation. After a devastating baseball accident in high school that nearly killed him, he rebuilt his life using the exact principles in this book. He went from barely being able to walk to becoming an academic All-American athlete. But here's what makes this book different from every other self-help book. Clear doesn't sell you motivation or willpower. He sells you a system, a proven, scientific framework for making tiny changes that compound into remarkable results. This book answers the questions everyone asks. Why do I start strong but always quit? Why is changing so hard? How do successful people make it look easy? And most importantly, how can I actually change starting today? The book opens with a concept that changes everything: the power of tiny gains, the 1% rule. Clear presents a mathematical truth that most people miss. If you get 1% better each day for 1 year, you'll end up 37 times better by the end. If you get 1% worse each day, you'll decline nearly to zero. This sounds simple, but it's revolutionary. We're obsessed with massive transformation. Lose 50 pounds, make $1 million, completely reinvent ourselves. But Clear argues this approach fails because 1. We overestimate events. Underestimate systems. We think one workout, one sales call, one productive day will change everything. But results come from systems repeated daily, not single events. 2. We don't notice small changes. Improving 1% feels insignificant. You look the same, feel the same, results seem the same. So we quit before the compound interest of habits kicks in. The valley of disappointment. Clear introduces a crucial concept: the gap between effort and results. Imagine ice being heated from 25 to 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Then at 32 degrees breakthrough, the ice melts. Habits work the same way. You work and work with seemingly no results. Then suddenly, breakthrough. But most people quit in the valley of disappointment before the breakthrough comes. Your habits shape your identity. Here's the deeper insight. Habits aren't just about having something outcome or doing something process. They're about becoming someone identity. Every action you take is a vote for the type of person you want to become. Went to the gym? That's a vote for I'm an athlete. Wrote 500 words? That's a vote for I'm a writer. Most people approach change backwards. They decide what they want, lose weight, then try to change behaviors. Clear says start with identity. Decide who you want to be, then prove it to yourself with small wins. The core of Atomic Habits is Clear's framework for understanding why we do what we do. He distills decades of psychology research into 4 simple laws. The habit loop. Every habit follows the same pattern. Q, trigger that initiates the behavior craving. Motivational force behind every habit response. The actual habit you perform reward. The end goal of every habit. Understanding this loop is everything, because once you see it, you can design it. The 4 laws. To build a good habit. Make it obvious, Q. Make it attractive, craving. Make it easy, response. Make it satisfying, reward. To break a bad habit, invert. Make it invisible, make it unattractive, make it difficult, make it unsatisfying. These laws sound simple, but they're backed by neuroscience, psychology, and decades of research. Let's break down each one, so you understand the framework. But here's where it gets practical. How do you actually apply these laws to transform your life? The tactics Clear shares next have been tested by millions. Let's dive into the specifics. You can't change a habit you're not aware of. The first step is making your habits visible. Implementation intentions. Most people say I'll exercise more, I'll eat healthier. This fails because it's vague. Clear solution, implementation intentions. Formula: I will behavior at time and location. Example: I will meditate for 5 minutes at 7 a.m. in my bedroom. Research shows people who use implementation intentions are 2 to 3 times more likely to follow through. Why? Because you've eliminated ambiguity. Your brain knows exactly what to do and when. Habit stacking. Even better than time-based triggers. Stack new habits onto existing ones. Formula: after current habit, I will new habit. Examples: after I pour my morning coffee, I will meditate for 1 minute. After I close my laptop at work, I will do 10 push-ups. After I sit down for dinner, I will say one thing I'm grateful for. This works because you're leveraging habits you already do consistently. Your current habits become the cue for new habits. Environment design. Clear makes a powerful point. Your environment shapes your behavior more than your motivation does. If you want to eat healthier, don't rely on willpower. Remove junk food from your house. If you want to read more, put books everywhere and hide your TV remote. The visibility principle. Make good habit cues obvious. Want to drink more water? Put a water bottle on your desk. Want to practice guitar? Put it in the middle of your living room. Want to take vitamins? Put them next to your coffee maker. For bad habits, make cues invisible. Want to stop scrolling social media? Delete apps from your phone. Want to stop eating junk? Don't keep it in the house. Want to stop watching too much TV? Unplug it after each use. Self-control is a short-term strategy. Environment design is long-term. Habits need to be appealing. The more attractive a behavior, the more likely it becomes a habit. Temptation bundling. This is brilliant. Pair something you need to do with something you want to do. Formula: after habit I need, I will habit I want. Examples: after I do 10 burpees need, I can watch Netflix want. After I make 1 sales call need, I can check social media want. After I study for 30 minutes need, I can have coffee with friends want. You're making the needed habit more attractive by linking it to something desirable. The role of culture. We imitate 3 groups: the close, family and friends; the many, the tribe; the powerful, those with status. Want to build a habit? Join a culture where your desired behavior is normal. You already have something in common. The group has the identity you want. Want to run? Join a running club. Want to write? Join a writer's group. Want to eat healthy? Surround yourself with health-conscious people. Reframe your habits. Change have to into get to. Not I have to wake up early, but I get to wake up early and have quiet time. Not I have to exercise, but I get to build a strong body. Not I have to work, but I get to create value and earn money. This isn't just positive thinking. It's rewiring how your brain perceives a habit. Attraction increases when you focus on benefits, not burdens. This is where most people fail. They focus on planning and motivation instead of action. The 2-minute rule. When you start a new habit, it should take less than 2 minutes. Examples: read 30 pages becomes read 1 page. Run 3 miles becomes put on running shoes. Study for tests becomes open my notes. Write 1,000 words becomes write 1 sentence. This seems ridiculous, but it's genius. The hardest part is starting. Once you're doing it, you often continue. The 2-minute rule gets you through the starting resistance. Master the art of showing up. Clear emphasizes you need to establish a habit before you optimize it. You can't improve a habit that doesn't exist. Before worrying about running a marathon, just establish the habit of putting on your running shoes daily. Before writing a novel, just establish writing something daily. Consistency matters more than performance. Reduce friction. Every habit has friction, barriers between you and the behavior. Reduce friction for good habits. Increase it for bad ones. For good habits, reduce friction. Want to exercise in the morning? Sleep in workout clothes. Want to eat healthy? Prep meals on Sunday. Want to practice guitar? Leave it on a stand, not in a case. For bad habits, increase friction. Want to stop watching too much TV? Unplug it and take batteries out of remote. Want to stop scrolling phone? Use app blockers and delete social apps. Want to stop eating junk? Don't buy it. The difference between motion and action. Motion is planning, strategizing, learning. Action is actually doing the thing. Motion feels like progress but produces no results. We study workout plans instead of working out. We research diet strategies instead of eating better. We plan businesses instead of making sales calls. Stop planning. Start doing. We repeat what feels rewarding. This is basic psychology, but most people get it wrong. The cardinal rule of behavior change. What is immediately rewarded is repeated. What is immediately punished is avoided. Problem: many good habits have delayed rewards. Exercise doesn't show results for months. Saving money doesn't feel good until years later. Eating healthy has delayed benefits. Solution: add immediate rewards to bridge the gap. Immediate reinforcement. After doing your habit, give yourself an immediate, small reward. After meditation, enjoy your favorite coffee after exercise. Check off a calendar and admire your streak after writing. Watch one episode of your favorite show. The reward must happen immediately reinforce your identity. A runner might reward with massage, not donuts. The power of tracking. Clear is a huge advocate of habit tracking. He tracked his habits for years. Why tracking works. Makes habits obvious. You see your patterns makes habits attractive. You want to keep the streak going makes habits satisfying. Checking off the box feels good. Simple tracking. Put an X on calendar for each day you do the habit. Don't break the chain. Never miss twice. This might be the most important rule in the book. Missing once is an accident. Missing twice is the start of a new habit of not doing the thing. If you miss a day, make it non-negotiable to do it the next day. This prevents one missed day from spiraling into a collapsed habit. Accountability. Make the cost of bad habits immediate and visible. Get an accountability partner. Make a habit contract. Use commitment devices. Example: tell a friend, if I don't exercise 4 times this week, I'll pay you $100. Loss aversion is powerful. We'll do more to avoid loss than to gain something. Rehook. 28:45-29:00. These 4 laws are powerful, but they're just the beginning. Clear reveals advanced tactics that separate good from great. How do you stay motivated long term? How do you break through plateaus? Let's discover the advanced strategies. The Goldilocks rule. Humans experience peak motivation when working on tasks right at the edge of their current abilities. Not too hard, not too easy. If a habit is too easy, you get bored. Too hard, you get frustrated. Just right, you enter flow state. How to apply. As habits get easier, add small challenges, track progress. To see yourself improving, increase difficulty by about 4% to stay in sweet spot. The greatest threat to success. Boredom, not failure. Anyone can work hard when motivated, but successful people show up even when they don't feel like it. They show up when it's boring. The difference between good and great. Great people stick to the schedule even when it's not convenient. Review and reflection. Clear does annual and quarterly reviews. He asks, what went well this year? What didn't go well? What did I learn? For habits specifically. What habits am I doing? Which ones are serving my identity? Which ones need to change? You need awareness to prevent habits from becoming mindless. The downside of habits. Paradoxically, when behaviors become automatic, you stop paying attention. You can perform them without thinking, which means you stop noticing mistakes. Solution: combine habits with deliberate practice. The habit gets you started. Deliberate practice keeps you improving. Genes and habits. Clear addresses an uncomfortable truth. Genes matter. You can't choose your genes, but you can choose environments where your genes thrive. Don't fight your nature. Align habits with your natural inclinations. Introverted? Don't force yourself into sales roles requiring constant social interaction. Naturally energetic? Build movement into your day. How to find what fits. Ask yourself, what feels like fun to me but work to others? What makes me lose track of time? Where do I get greater returns than average person? What comes naturally to me? Build habits in these areas. You're working with your nature, not against it. Everything works in reverse for breaking bad habits. Inversion of the 4 laws. 1. Make it invisible. Remove cues from your environment. Can't eat junk food that's not in your house. Can't waste time on apps that aren't on your phone. 2. Make it unattractive. Reframe the habit to highlight its downsides. Smoking is cool becomes smoking makes me smell bad and ages my skin. Social media keeps me connected becomes social media steals my focus and makes me envious. 3. Make it difficult. Increase friction. Use commitment devices. Want to stop drinking? Don't keep alcohol at home. Want to stop oversleeping? Put alarm across room. Want to stop impulse buying? Delete saved payment info from websites. 4. Make it unsatisfying. Get an accountability partner who will call you out. Use a habit contract with real consequences. Addressing the craving. Bad habits are solutions to underlying problems. Smoking isn't about nicotine. It's about stress relief. Social media isn't about connection. It's about boredom. To break a bad habit, identify the underlying need: stress relief, boredom, validation. Find a healthier habit that satisfies the same need. The substitution strategy. When craving a bad habit, do a healthy replacement. Stressed? Do breathing exercises instead of smoking. Bored? Call a friend instead of scrolling social media. Anxious? Go for a walk instead of emotional eating. Section 9. How to apply this to your life. 38:00-42:00. Knowledge is useless without application. Here's your action plan. Step 1. Choose one habit. Don't try to change everything. Pick one habit to start. Make it tiny. Make it specific. Good. I will meditate for 2 minutes at 7 a.m. in my bedroom. Bad. I will be more mindful. Step 2. Apply the 4 laws. Make it obvious. When and where will you do it? What's your cue? How will you stack it onto existing habits? Make it attractive. Can you pair it with something you enjoy? Can you join a group that does this? How can you reframe it positively? Make it easy. What's the 2-minute version? How can you reduce friction? What preparation makes it easier? Make it satisfying. What immediate reward can you give yourself? How will you track it? Who will hold you accountable? Step 3. Track it. Get a calendar or a habit tracking app. Mark every day you do the habit. Watch the chain grow. Never miss twice. Step 4. Stack gradually. Once habit number 1 is automatic, usually 2 to 3 months, add habit number 2. Don't rush. Each habit compounds. Real-world example. Let's say you want to exercise regularly. Make it obvious. Specific. After I drink my morning coffee, I will do 10 push-ups in my living room. Prepare. Put exercise clothes on chair night before. Make it attractive. Join a fitness group chat for accountability. Reframe. I get to build strength, not I have to exercise. Reward. After exercising, favorite breakfast. Make it easy. 2-minute version. Just put on workout clothes. Reduce friction. Exercise at home. No commute to gym. Prepare. Have workout playlist ready. Make it satisfying. Track. Mark calendar with X immediately after accountability. Text friend daily that you did at identity. I'm becoming an athlete. Atomic habits is ultimately about freedom. The compound effect. Small habits don't add up. They compound. Getting 1% better isn't about the 1%. It's about the multiplication that happens over time. Your outcomes are a lagging measure of your habits. Your net worth is a lagging measure of your financial habits. Your weight is a lagging measure of your eating habits. Your knowledge is a lagging measure of your learning habits. You get what you repeat. Identity-based habits. The most profound change happens at identity level. Every action is a vote for the type of person you want to become. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Goals are about results. Systems are about processes. Winners and losers have the same goals. What separates them is systems. The plateau of latent potential. Bamboo spends 5 years building root systems underground, showing nothing above surface. Then in 6 weeks, it grows 90 feet. Your habits are building root systems. Trust the process. The breakthrough is coming. Time magnifies everything. Good habits make time your ally. Bad habits make time your enemy. With good habits, time works for you. Compound interest is small improvements. With bad habits, time works against you. Compound cost is small mistakes. The question isn't, can I make a change? It's, am I willing to commit to tiny improvements long enough for compound interest to work? Atomic Habits by James Clear is more than a book. It's a complete system for behavior change backed by science and proven by millions. The core insights. Small changes compound into remarkable results. Focus on systems, not goals. Identity change drives lasting behavior change. Environment shapes behavior more than motivation. Make good habits obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying. Never miss twice. Track your habits. Align habits with your nature. The real message. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be consistent. You don't need massive change. You need atomic change, tiny, specific, and repeated. The person you are today is the sum of your habits. The person you'll be in 5 years is determined by the habits you choose today. Every action is a vote. What are you voting for? James Clear spent years researching and living these principles. He's given you the blueprint. But blueprints don't build houses. Action does. The question isn't whether these principles work. The question is, will you work them? Here's the question I want to leave you with. If you improve just 1% in one area of your life every day for the next year, what would that transform? Your health? Your career? Your relationships? Your finances? And here's the harder question. What's the one tiny habit you could start today that would make that 1% improvement possible? Not tomorrow. Not Monday. Today. Think about it. If Atomic Habits has inspired you to finally make lasting change, I need you to do 3 things. First, subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell. We break down the books and ideas that actually change lives, not just theory, but practical systems you can implement immediately. Second, share this video with someone who's tried to change and failed. Someone stuck in bad habits. Someone ready for a system that actually works. This could be the catalyst they need. Third, leave a comment answering this. What's the one atomic habit you're committing to start today? Be specific. Use the implementation intention formula. Let's build accountability together in the comments. Remember, you don't need to be perfect. You need to be 1% better. And 1% better starts with one tiny action today. The compound interest of atomic habits is waiting. Will you let it work for you or against you? Thank you for watching. Now go vote for the person you want to become, one tiny habit at a time.